Alabaster. We're back with another council comments, and I'm pumped because we have another brand new council member, Mr. Seth Gandy.
How you doing today?
Ward 6.
That's it.
Now, Seth, we go back a long way. We've both grown up in the city. Your dad used to be the associate pastor at our church. Mm-hmm. You told me you've been here since you were a year old.
That's right. That's right. Just lived here pretty much my whole life. Went to school here. Went to high school here. Married a girl from here.
Yep.
Love this place. Great.
Absolutely. Now, tell us a little bit about you. What do you do? What's your full-time job?
Okay, so I'm a park and rec director for the city of Clear. As you can imagine, park and rec, just dealing with youth sports and facilities and just programs and things of that nature.
I think that was really a cool thing about you running for a city government here in Alabaster is you have your hand in kind of a different side of working with the city, with Parks and Rec, with Calera. So I think that probably brings a lot to the table.
It does, and I've been blessed at Clear to work with on the construction side as well, and just learning new things, about field maintenance and things of that nature. And Alabaster's already blessed. It's got a great staff and a great director in Tim Ham. They're heading in a wonderful direction, and I'm really excited about all the things going on at Veterans. So obviously I have a lot of passion for Park and Rec and quality of life for the city of Alabaster, and I just look forward to trying to bring more of that to here.
That's awesome. And so you said you married a local girl, and you got two of the cutest little babies I've ever seen.
I do.
I mean, they're really not. Well, one of them's still a baby, but one of them.
One of them's still a baby. Of course, they both got the looks after the mamas. They're cute because of her. But I married my wife as a high school counselor at Clear, and then I have a daughter, Alana, who is 4, and our son Jackson, who's 15 months.
So
he's a handful
fun
right now, though.
Look. 4 and 15 months, that's a handful for sure.
So
clearly you've got a lot on your plate, but you're very passionate about being on the city council and seeing this city do amazing things.
Yeah. I mean, you and I, we were both blessed to grow up here in Alabaster, and all the wonderful experience we had and all the wonderful, things that we got to be a part of. And I just really want to help that tradition continue for our kids.
I'm with you, bud. Let's talk a little bit about kind of getting into the swing of things. Obviously, we have 2 new members on council. So, you guys are kind of having to create a little, relationships here, I get. So you've got your work sessions that happen. Yes. You have 2 work sessions a month.
Yes.
And we've talked about this before, guys. This is where the council is sitting down, meeting together, hashing it out, meeting with people who are presenting to them. This is where the magic is really happening. You guys are really hashing it out in these work sessions, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's really what's all happening. That's where the real talking points, the real discussion comes up, and collaborating with the other council members. And we had one this past work session, and in that one, it was a great one. We talked about everything that we hope to accomplish over this next 3 years.
Okay.
And we talked about how it was a blessing that, the previous administration, they set us up really great financially, and now we think it's a good time to start investing back into the city. And so we just sat down as a group and went over things that we thought we could accomplish over the next 3 or 4 years, and things that we thought we'll really be able to do. And when that time comes, Mayor Brakefield will make the announcement, but I'm telling you, there's a lot of things to be excited about. I mean, a lot of good things coming down the road.
So that means we're going to have a lot to talk about in council.
We are. They're going to need to stay tuned to this Alabaster Living to find out what it is.
All right, well, I'm pretty pumped about that. Let's hit on real quick some of our ongoing projects within the city. Just give a little bit of an update. We've got 3 really main ones going on right now. The police department is coming up. We have got Veterans Park, lots going on there, and then our expansion of 119. So let's start with police department.
Okay, so the police station, it kind of looked like not much is going on. There really is. I know it doesn't look like it, but we've just been trying to get Alabama Power and all the other utility companies to get their lines put underground. We thought it was very important that it just kind of cleans the area up if we get all the power lines out of the space, and put it underground. Starting about March, you really ought to start seeing it really take off. They're already starting to bring things to the facility as far as just material. And about March, it really ought to start taking off there. So
I've been seeing lots of Alabama Power trucks, so they're definitely, they are working. They are up and down that road all the time.
They are.
Okay, what about Veterans Park?
Okay, so Veterans Park is moving along very nicely.
Yeah.
If you haven't been out there in a while, they've got the pavement pretty much, the parking lot pretty much to grade. They're almost to the final grade on the dirt work. They have the Musco lighting system up. And so, as this weather kind of starts to get a little bit better, again, on the first part of a construction project, you don't really notice much. It seems like, man, nothing's getting done.
Right.
Well, we're almost to the point where if you go by there daily, you're going to notice something different. So we're getting close to really taking off. I think it's going to meet its deadline that we were hoping, right there late spring, early summer. I think it's going to be ready to go.
I'm definitely one of those that goes quite often to walk at Veterans, and I am seeing progress every single time that I go, and our Parks and Rec and everyone is coming together. It's looking amazing. They're doing a great job over there.
It's going to be exciting to see the finished product.
Cool. Okay. 119 expansion.
119. Of course, this is in my ward, so
Yes.
Campaigning. I heard this a lot, and it sure would make everybody's day for this project to be finished. So we're getting closer, and I know you hear that a lot, and I know we wish we could speed this process up, but we're down to just the last couple properties that the state is trying to acquire the right-of-way on. You ought to see right there in the springtime, you ought to start seeing utilities being moved. They'll probably start with us, with our water company, moving the water lines.
Okay.
And then right there about midsummer, you ought to really start to see some action on the road and paving and things of that nature. So we're right around the corner. We do ask when this happens, everybody please be patient, understand that I know it's a lot of projects and it slows everybody's time frame up. Just plan accordingly, but when the finished product is there, we're all going to be very happy about it.
Absolutely. And I do think it's worth mentioning too, you said, the states were acquiring those right-of-ways. So it's not just the city that is doing this. We're working together with the state, and
Absolutely.
so it's kind of waiting sometimes for those to take those next
It
steps.
is. It's a partnership, and it is waiting. And unfortunately, when you're dealing with government and working in government, I know it never goes as fast as you think it should. I mean, you think it just ought to happen. You just ought to be able to ram through it. But unfortunately, it just doesn't.
That's just life, though, right?
It is life. It is life. But it's fun watching it all come together, though.
For sure. Well, I am pumped to have you on council. We're going to have a great, 4 years? 4 year term? All right. It's going to be a great 4 years. I'm excited to see what you guys have come up with in the work session. So we'll talk to you again in a few months.
I can't wait. Thank you.
Thank you.